Alrighty, it's a pleasure to be here again. Thank you so much all for joining this spaces today. I'm very excited to be hosting this spaces. We're gonna talk a lot about arts, something that is is the first time for me being. I remember I joined me being a long time ago, and I'm gonna introduce myself in a second, but I just want to kick off with this very optimistic and promising future that we're building that has more artsy, that has better art veins in it, and I'm very excited to add some colors to our chain, right, with those amazing artists, and another way to contribute with this Web3 space, in a very colorful way. I'll say like this. So this is basically the announcement of the winners of the Illuminate Creativity Contest. This is a contest that we did that basically kicked off the arts initiatives that we have on Moonbeam, and I think we're gonna have several of those. This is just the start, and also it's a very flourish way to start this partnership, this amazing collab that we have with Rarible, this amazing marketplace that always is looking for the artists. It's always pro artists and making sure we have a good voice in this industry when it comes to recognizing people that has the hearts into they can put their hearts in a more illustrative way, let's say. So thank you, Rarible, for being here as well. The Hug community to always help us out with putting everything together, and helping to kick off this dream, of having this more artistic veins inside Moonbeam. So, a quick intro about myself. My name is Tiago. I'm a member of the Moonbeam Foundation. Been working here for the last almost 2 years now. Time flies. We know that 2 years in crypto is like 10 years on Earth, like Interstellar. So it's been, it's been quite an adventure so far. Have we had several different, opportunities and projects that we analyze, but this is the actual first time that we are talking to the artists, and I must say, my heart is getting filled with all those artists and all those people that we get connected. That is, it's very interesting minds that we have in here. I am responsible for the Latin America region, but plus and help with the grants, um, global for Moonbeam, and definitely helping out with Wearable and the Hugs, making sure we have like those initiatives in place. Um, Again, you can go. I think we have a link here. Maybe the guys can help to put the link for our post of the Illuminate Creativity Contest, and we have the winners there. We will invite the winners as well to give to give your thoughts and to explain the thought process on creating the arts. So that's going to be very exciting to learn a little bit more about it. The arts has a lot of it's very related to the core of Moonbeam, the things that we have in our core, from RWAs, from those ESG initiatives, to think about the world and how we collaborate, with we use blockchain to actually move and you know and basically make you know um, just leverage blockchain to create like a better world. I guess that's that's a way to put it. And I think the set of artists that we chose, kind of represents each one of them in a different way and do that on that. So I would love to have Jonathan kicking off. I think Jonathan is here from Rarible. And if you, Jonathan, if it's possible, I'd love if you can introduce yourself, just talk a little bit about your, just a quick introduction about yourself and Rarible, and in, your thoughts on this first campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Tiago. Thanks for hosting Moonbeam, and really excited to officially kick things off together. I'm Jonathan. I'm our ecosystem lead at Rarible. So I work with all of our artists, projects, partners, chain partners that are deploying and dropping on Rarible.com proper. And we work together on a lot of different initiatives, especially like right out the gate. to make sure that we're providing as much support as we can to those that are looking to enter the art world in the NFT scene a little bit more. I've been in the space for a while. I've been collecting, working with artists for the last few years, and joined Rarible back in January. So yeah, it's been just over 8 months, but it still feels like it's I've been here forever at this point. Super excited to kick this initiative off and kind of work with so many great artists across so many different like corners and different types of mediums and backgrounds. And to see them launch and this type of initiative is like really special because you know offering grants, bringing new artists into new ecosystems, showing the existing community members in these ecosystems like what can be done on the art scene and on with art on blockchain. Like I think it's very special. I think the more that we embrace that in Web3, it's going to be an exciting future ahead because there's a reason why a lot of us are here, and I think art is a big reason for why a lot of us came here in the first place, but also are sticking around because of the great art that you see, the great artists that we are able to kind of connect with and build relationships with. It's a very open ecosystem. And it's a very cool way to kind of see and have that blockchain stamp on artwork. I think that's something that brought me around to the first place, and just to kind of have that authenticity, let's say, or provenance. Like there's a lot of ways that one as a collector or an artist can utilize the blockchain for their benefit. And I think we're just really early to, as as cliche as it sounds, to see what actually will come. And we're excited to be part of that journey with you guys, all of the artists here, and the Moonbeam team, and of course the Hug. Apologies, but definitely big shout out to the team over at the Hug. We always love working with you guys.
It's our first interaction with the hug, and I can say that we are also in love, with this amazing the hug community and all the support that you've been given. I guess we have Lorraine here from the hug that can give some intro. If not, I'm almost sure she will be joining us shortly and give some further updates. Um, but I guess like this was a very good intro, Johnson. Like when we see in the space and we think about arts, it's inevitable that we think about this future that it is more digital in several different ways, and blockchain is definitely here, to show the necessity, to create artwork in a legitimate way, that gives authenticity, that gives like you know it gives like all the value that we see in blockchain with the proof of scarcity, let's say. But one thing that I think is very interesting about this blockchain future is how decentralized and unique and each individual can be, right? It's when we think about creating communities in the real world, it's people that think alike in several different ways. There are people that are, just sharing, a similar uh, vision or values, and they have something in common. And when we see like those Web3 communities that's being built, is people that has maybe arts in common, but they speak from anywhere in the world. They have different visions, they have different beliefs, and this uniqueness, right? This unique selling points for each one of them. It creates like a cohesive, clustered but cohesive and very passionate, right, community. It's so unique to think of community, in this way, where we have individuals that is not like a necessarily like the collective of them, but the sum of the arts that builds like a very beautiful collective. Oh, sorry, I got a little bit poetic here, but I think it is a it's a good vision. It's very exciting for me to have more arts coming to Moonbeam and we be able to start this collaboration. I think we can start to call our first. Yeah, maybe. Wait, sorry. Do we have the hug here with us?
Hi, friends. Thank you for having us
Hello.
today. It's a pleasure to work with all of you.
Absolutely. I would love to hear just a quick, quick 1 minute, about the hug, about your community, and then we can invite the artists over to talk with them.
Absolutely. So I'll keep it short because at Hug, we are here for the art and then we're here for artists. Our primary goal is to help artists become successful entrepreneurs. And for every artist, that means something different. So we like to ladder a lot of different opportunities and resources. Sometimes that means working with incredible value driven partners like Moonbeam and Rarible to source exciting Web3 opportunities. We also do a lot of artist grants, a lot of in person exhibitions, brand partnerships. So basically, if there's a way to help an artist, we want to be there helping them. And I'm so excited to be with you guys today, both Moonbeam and Rarible. And most importantly, I'm sure both of your organizations can agree. So excited to be here with all of these incredible artists. I see so many of my favorites in the audience. Hello to all of you. And I'm following along all the time, seeing what you're making, creating, and inspiring.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So without further ado, I would love to call our first artist, Anastasia. You here with us?
Hi, dear Tiago. Hello, Moonbeam Network. Hello, Rarible. Hello, dear Hugs. Jonathan, Alnas, and many people in the listeners. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak, and thank you so much for the space. And I'm so excited and so thankful for being selected as a winner of Illuminative Creativity Open Call, and it's such an honor for me. So thank you so much. And how are you all doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. First of all, congratulations on getting a spot and winner position with this initiative. You know, we're very excited to have you on Moonbeam, and I would love to learn more about your creative process. Can you share a little bit of your art in a descriptive way, and just share your thoughts on the creativity process that you have in there?
Oh, can you please maybe tell more about it? Because I'm not sure if I understood you right. I'm sorry.
No worries. I would love to hear a little bit more about why did you come up with your artwork, and just to just to understand how's your creative process, how you come up with those um, images.
Oh, okay. So, yes, thank you so much. And so my artwork is called Wild and Wise. And I actually wanted to create a really moving artwork, like inspiring and something like this, also based on the theme and on my thoughts. And this artwork was created fully digital in Procreate, on iPad, and it's hand drawn. So in a world where the wild heart meets the sharp mind is actually so powerful, and instincts and wisdom, a force that's so deep. And this is a story of balance where the energy of nature finds its guide in human mind, and together they move through the unknown, unstoppable and united. So I wanted to create something also on the theme of human and something wild, wild nature, and also my artwork Wild and Wise delves into the theme of confronting fears and uncertainties, emphasizing the journey towards self-empowerment. And it's also it's a powerful reflection of how in the world of gaming, players face challenges head on, blending instinct, strategy, and technology to overcome obstacles and grow stronger. So that was the theme of my artwork, and that was the thoughts I had while creating this. And um, and yes, I created an artwork with like wild animals and also a girl to do this contrast on two things. So this is how I created my artwork. And thank you so much for asking.
Thank you so much, Anastasia. Yeah, it was a pleasure, and again, learning a lot with you guys. And even discovering, I guess, like my, my style, that I like more. So definitely, thank you so much for that. Chess, I think you're next, and you have the Soul Weave Circuit Bridge, right? Which I think was pretty cool. You here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so before you love to hear a little bit more about about the artwork, but before we jump to it, I just like to announce that the mints are live for 10 glimmers each. You can go to rarible.com and you're going to be able to see it in there, and get your favorite artwork in there. Chess would love
Yeah.
to learn more about the thought process there. It's a very cool artwork with the animation and stuff. Maybe you can share a little bit of like how did you come up with.
So I came up with it because I did a big deep dive research on like what you guys have been up to and like and how you were working with like, the jiu-jitsu masters and stuff like that, and consulted my friend Block Muse, who's like really into jiu-jitsu, and talked to him about these Brazilian masters and like did a bunch of deep dives on them, and like kind of pulled with AI pulled like I put together prompts that kind of like spoke to like that with their actual names in it, and then created a bunch of stuff like that with this one style that I was working on during that time, and got some really cool stuff out of it. I was really surprised and then animated it all in Stable Diffusion, and then in Stable Diffusion Stable Video, and then brought it all together as in CapCut and like added it all together, which I love that kind of workflow. I love like kind of throwing everything in the kitchen sink in the workflow and so like seeing what sticks against the wall. It's one of my favorite things to do. It's like using multiple different tools to like kind of collage things together and like bash things together and see what comes out of it. And I just thought it was really cool, like what you guys are doing with. Um Sorry, someone's trying to call me, and I'm like, um, yeah, but like, I just really admire what you guys are doing with like the blockchain and what's going on in Brazil and stuff like that. And I also used a lot of references to Brazil's landscapes in the backgrounds, which is what you see in like in the video, as like as kind of the backdrop of the images with the characters in them that all got stitched together. So.
This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
That's pretty cool. I think as a Brazilian, I can say that you capture a lot of the non-mainstream visuals in Brazil. From the favelas, from the city view with the mountains behind. There's a São Paulo perspective, but I'm from Rio originally, so I can
Right.
see, I can resemble some pieces of,
Yeah,
some
and I also
backgrounds in Rio.
used there's an app on the iPad that I've been using for years that I have like multiples of different choices of music that I can make with it. It's kind of a beat pad thing called Launchpad by Innovation, and I found a really cool. It was ironic because like that week they came out with this like salsa house like Brazilian Spanish guitar the sound pack like that week that day that I was making that they dropped this new sound pack that had like this like total Spanish feel to it, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's like that's kismet. That's like like that was almost meant to be. So I used that sound pack to create with like this cool like this loop with this guitar, this Spanish guitar in it. So I thought it was kind of good touch too.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I was just say if you're talking with your mic off.
Oh, sorry, I was I was speaking for the last 30 seconds with my mic off. Just thank you so much. I would like to, first of all, congrats on getting this position. I think you definitely captured, some the Brazilian essence in there in a non-mainstream way. I think this is very cool to see, and love the creative process and how everything came together at the end. I think the next artist is Chanel. Chanel, welcome and congrats on winning the this initiative.
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Hi, yeah, thank you so much. I'm really appreciative for this opportunity. I felt really strong about this submission to the point that I just I think I went to look at the art on my iPad and almost forgot and was about to mint it, and then I was like, wait, no, I submitted this, and I don't want to touch this. I just know that this has a potential here. So when I got the email, I was like, oh my God, did I actually manifest that? Because it felt exactly like I called this in. But I'm just really grateful for Hug and being able to create with other artists and connect in this community. I feel like Web3 has brought me to so many amazing people and opportunities, and it's such a lovely add-on to IRL art.
100%, 100%. I'm so glad that you are here. Like in this list. There was like more than 300 applications, I believe, and was like amazing artists all over the place, and was so hard to come up with this decision. But I think at the end of the day, we were very happy with the winners. And again, congratulations again for winning that. But I would love to learn a little bit more about the artwork and how did you come up with it. There's a sentence here that I really love that you put in, which is Moonbeam represents an integration of worlds, creating easy to use for more onboarding into the ownership economy. That's pretty cool. And putting that together in a visual representation, I think you were able to capture that. Can you evolve a little bit more on on your art?
Yeah. So, for the record, to any of my NFTs, they're all made digitally. I tend to work on my iPad, and it's a different form than what I typically work in, which is marker. So there's a more loose kind of free form way in which I create, which kind of all plays into the story. And this piece here is a part of the bigger story, my bigger NFT project, which is the Goons R Us collection. And essentially, the goons are the parts of ourselves that we hide, that we're uncomfortable with sharing, that, the things that we struggle to work through, and the blockages that we create between us and our highest potential. And the Web3 space for me has just been the answer to one of the many questions, just feeling like you don't have you don't have the ownership, you don't have the control, you're being forced to operate in this certain way. And when this space came about and I got more information about it and understanding of it, and I realized the power of Web3 and really why everyone's so pressed about it, um, I I had to tell that story in some way with my work because I know there's an overlap between feeling like there's an obstruction in life and you creating that obstruction, in your own life and the ways in which to separate that. So in this piece, it's called One Goon Too Many, and it's just sometimes when you're just overwhelmed and you're filled with all of these different things that you need to work through, that you need to process, and it feels like you might as well give up because it's just so much. But yet that's the beauty. Like it's as much as you're pushing these things out, those are the same things that will work with you, along your journey. Like the parts that are ugly are what make you beautiful today. Like they're all integrated. And I hope I got that across in this piece.
Absolutely, absolutely. In one thing that I discovered about myself, again, it's a self discovery a lot with with this campaign, but is the curves and how smooth the line is, are right. As a engineer's graduation and living in this techie space, we tend to think of blockchain as like squared and 9-degree angles all over the place, and capturing the essence of Web3 and community and creating new spaces and worlds through like those curve lines. I don't know, it woke up something in me. So thank you so much for your artwork. Um, I think the next one is Elnis. Would love to learn a little bit more about the awakenings.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me to the stage, and thank you for selecting my art as one of the winners of the open call. I had a lot of fun creating my piece for this contest, and as I was scrolling through Moonbeam's website, I really loved the nature and sci-fi theme in the visuals of the website, and I wanted to create something that goes with the brand of Moonbeam, as well as keeping my own aesthetic for the piece. So the Awakenings is a magical portal into, as you said, a better world. I wanted to create this scene that the lady is standing there and facing a source of light, and um, inviting the audience to experience what she's experiencing. And I wanted to have that magical and um, like the alternate reality that you can step into if you um, visit the website. And as well as my piece, I wanted to have the same theme for the open call.
That's pretty cool. And looking at the artwork, it's amazing to see the colors, the different elements, in this cross chain, environment. Um, I think it's a very beautiful way to depict, what is trying to build. And there's at least I have like this resemblance, to dreams, and to the things of where we want to go and achieve, and it's definitely creates a positive sentiment here. Okay, the next one is Chaka Blood. Are you here with us? I think Chaka is a listener, not as a speaker.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
Hopefully you can hear me. Hello, hello.
hello,
Sorry, I should have
congrats.
requested to come up, but I was just waiting.
No worries at all. Congrats on getting the spot here with us. It's another fun way. I love the artwork. Um, Big shot. Can you share more details in your thought process there?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, thank you, Rarible and Moonbeam. It was it's funny, Johnny down there. I've known him for since I was in kindergarten. Ironically, we just both joined the NFT space, and it was just completely random. We both moved away, so it was pretty awesome to be up here. And obviously, I've had such a long relationship with Rarible since like 2021. So it's good to be selected and be back up here. Yeah, so I've always been a 3D artist, 3D generalist, designer. It sucks to say this, but lately I've kind of delved more deeper into like actual physical products and doing stuff like that, mainly because it brings me the most happiness. But um, with the 8 Shock, so I started a PFP project called Hoppers back in 2021. It's kind of gone through many changes. And it's very dynamic, and we've come to a point where we've become 2D now. But I've always been a 3D artist. I'm doing all these 3D things. And one thing I really like to do is I like to take world items and kind of inject my IP into it. Um, and of course, like I don't have an official collaboration with G Shock. That's just something I hope to actually get one day. But luckily for me, with 3D, I can kind of create something out of nothing, and I can create a product that looks quite realistic. And if you look at the actual render, I mean, if most people can tell it's a render, but some people will look at it and be like, "Holy crap! Did he just make a freaking realistic watch with the brand?" But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a lot of my stuff is me exploring what could be with the IP that I've built through all these years. And especially from the NFT space, like none of this would have probably happened if it wasn't for me, and entering the space and growing and adapting and trying to keep up with the fast moving space that we all kind of live in. So that's pretty much it. Um, Hopefully one day I'll get to make these things in real life, and people will wear them.
100%, 100%. Hey, tell us more about the your sneakers in RWA's your region in it.
Oh yeah. So right now, I fractured the Hoppers brand into something called Bruiser. It's kind of like I always bring up Pudgies into this, but like Pudgies split their physical world into their igloo company. Like they have their actual like clothing and fashion kind of, like not necessarily like a sub brand. Don't take what I'm saying. Take it with a grain of salt, of course. I don't know much about them, but um, yeah, I've been exploring, just learning about production and getting people to create shoes, shirts, hats, hoodies, skateboards, all that kind of stuff. I know this isn't really part of the drop, but I have the brand is kind of dropping in 2024, coming up this year with production already started. So I've been exploring, custom shoes, embroideries on pants, really doing whatever I can to like push this, you know, now 4-year IP into something physical that, I do bounce back into NFTs and bounce into actual product. But really that's where this is all kind of coming from. I want I here's the thing. I know there's a much bigger audience outside of our little world on Twitter or X. And it kind of works hand in hand to grow and expand off the internet, and have those positive outcomes bounce back to the NFT space. So that's kind of been my thing moving forward. But yeah, I have if you guys check out my profile or on the Bruiser page, I made these little custom dunk silhouette Bruiser shoes, which are pretty freaking cool. I gave them out to one of my holders in the NFT space. So it's pretty cool to see people actually have these in hand.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. And congrats one more time for getting the spot you
Thank you.
mentioned.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me up here. And it's been a while since I did a Twitter space outside of my own little community. So it's great to see everybody up here and a bunch of familiar faces down there as well.
Absolutely. All right, the next one is Impress Trash with the artwork Life is a Bitch. Life is a Bitch, yes. Impress Trash, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, life is a beach. Yeah, so thanks all for having me and wanting, my art with it all. And I really loved hearing like all the people who got selected. Like everyone just has these beautiful concepts behind their work. And I just want to say like I enjoy that a lot. And like I'm gonna be reading through more on the thread later because it's hard for me to read and listen at the same time. But any artists, when you give context like that, it's just beautiful and just makes the work that much more enjoyable to like look at. So yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm an artist. I'm a lifelong artist and troublemaker and just I don't know. I've been doing crypto art for 3 years now. And yeah, I just had my work in Times Square where it was a protest piece about censorship, and I'm still processing that because it literally is the culmination of like my life's work of because I'm also like I've been a community organizer, I've been active in politics my whole life, like since I was a teenager. So really doing that has like was just like this huge thing, and I'm still like my mind's still kind of wrapping around that, but also a testament to the power of this space of like what can happen. But yeah, for my piece for the drop, it's more lighthearted because like a lot of times like I do heavy subject matters where I'm talking about different things going on in the world, but I need a break personally as a person and an artist, like we all do, because we can't constantly be thinking about like everything horrible going on in the world. So I made one where it's just like an alien on the beach because like a lot of times when I make my alien art, it's about just disconnecting and like trying to get perspective on the world. And also like it's summertime and so this whole summer I've been like making in the background, like not sharing it a ton. I've shared a few pieces, but I've just been making around this concept of like interstellar pool party and like just having fun with that, like when I need like mental breaks from everything else. So this is just one of those pieces that kind of came from that. And it's a glitch piece and it's done with like Midjourney and Photomosh, which is like my classic go-to for like a lot of my art. Not exclusively do I work with those, but definitely my like bread and butter of creating weird things. And yeah, and I also thought an alien would go well with Moonbeam. So, you know, for the interstellar pool party. Yeah. And that's it. Thank you.
Loved it. Loved it. Thank you so much. The next one is Sushi. Are you here with us?
They might have dropped down, but we could also take some questions from the audience. So I'm going to invite DPG up. DGB, do you have any questions or anything you'd like to add to our artist showcase?
No sound, bud.
I guess while we wait, I'd love to make some comments about these artists and they introduce themselves to everybody in the room. Would that be okay? So, when at Hug, we do a lot of open calls, and while we like set up the curation, usually our partners they're totally independent in picking, and Moonbeam did an amazing job of choosing. But even though like Hug had no say in who got picked, and we were so excited to see who won because it's such a hard decision to make at the end of the day. What I really love is that all the people that Moonbeam picked, we've been following along with their journeys in the Web3 art space over the past 2 or so years. And something that all of these artists have in common is that they all show up every day and they're creating all the time. They're sharing what they're learning, what they're doing. They're sharing how their personal identities, whether it's Elnaz or even Anastasia, she's 14 years old, who they are, they weave it into their creative practices because it is a vital part of it. And I learn so much from all of them every time I open up my Twitter, every time I log on to Hug and see their updates. Every time they're doing something new, it brings something new into my life. And so if you're here in this room, if you are new to these artists in this space, please do me a favor. Go ahead and click on their profile pictures, hit the follow button, go like a bunch of their posts so that the algorithm knows, hey, I want to see more Empress Trash and I want to see more Chaz Gold and Tiago and Anastasia and Elnaz and everybody here. Because you're going to learn a lot from them and it's going to teach you a lot about yourself at the same time, too. So thank you to all of these artists, not just for making incredible art for this very special Moonbeam Rarible collaboration, but for making incredible art every other day and doing the brave and daring thing of really putting yourself out there. It's really an inspiration. I'm lucky to know all of you.
Thank you so Thank you so much, Lorraine, too, for providing your guidance. I think with Moonbeam, as Tiago said, this is our first true creator spotlight, and this is not the last. We are going to be doing so much out of the creator elements. We'll be at Token 2049. We will definitely be at some of the Ethereum conferences because our goal is really to support the creators in the space that are still really putting out their work, and we have so much to offer at Moonbeam. I just also wanted to share because there was a few artists that weren't able to join us. So we have Kickflip Coin by Aline Subi, The Non-Temporal Love by Lamb the Creator, and then we have Moonlight Manifestations by Sour Power. And At Moonbeam, we're really about this idea of world building. We are going through a huge rebrand, and we are really trying to bridge these two worlds together between Moonbeam and Moon River, which is our sister chain. We are connected to Polkadot, but we do have our own identity, and we want to share that with the creator community. So I was very, very impressed and just inspired by everyone's submissions. And I will throw it over to Tiago just to close us out. If anyone else has any questions, hold speak now or forever hold your peace.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Melissa. And thank you all for joining us today. It's amazing to see, this ecosystem being built with more RC veins in it. We are very, very excited. This is just going to be the first of many, hopefully. And we are very, very excited to kick off this arts future with you guys. Thank you all so much. And if you have any questions, afterwards, feel free to ping us here or Moonbeam, the artist directly. Make sure you go to rarible.com and get your NFT there as well. Thank you all and have a great day.